everyone, thanks again for tuning into Sin's Workshop here on YouTube. Hope you're having a wonderful day. So today we're going to be talking about Witch is Steeped in Gold by Jamaican-inspired. I really hope I pronounced her name right. This is a book that I did receive from the publisher to read or review, and I have to say thank you, publisher, for reading it, for giving it to me. I really enjoyed it. First and foremost, I think the author, you clearly see their devotion and their respect of their culture in this Jamaican-inspired fantasy. You hear it in the scene structure, you're hearing it in the descriptions, you're hearing it in the scenery, in the language. You know, it just reverberates through the pages. And I love when I love when you see the author's passion come through in their storytelling and their narrative. I think it offers a lot for the reader, you know. Sorry, I just noticed that my lamp is like reflecting and it caught me off guard. But anyway, I love that you're seeing the author's passion and respect of her culture. And I love that I love how nowadays in today's culture, putting yourself and your culture on the page is becoming more and more common. As a Mexican woman, you know, reading Latinx books means a lot to me as a Mexican woman, you know, and it's just something that I appreciate when the authors do that. And I love that society is growing to that point where authors are taking a stand to put themselves and their culture on the page. And I really love that. I love that we are moving forward in that direction. But, you know, again, the story itself does unfold in a very engaging way. You know, it follows Ira, known also as just Ira, and Irea Adair, and Jasmine. They are two girls, very different, but they both have one thing in common. They want to kill Doyen Carriot, who just happens to be Jasmine's mom. But their motives are different. Ira is the lost empress, basically. The Doyen, I'm trying to phrase this the way I want to phrase this. She was a wolf in sheep's clothing, basically. She infiltrated the empress's household under false pretenses so that she could destroy, you know, take them down. And she led the coup, basically, that cost Irea's parents their lives. Now, Irea, she's been able to hide herself for years. You know, she was in a prison. She kept her identity secret. She's really only had one goal in mind: get back here and kill the woman responsible for taking the lives of her parents. And then you have Jasmine. She is Doyen Carriot's daughter, and she wants to kill her mother because she has seen that power has corrupted her. She has seen that she's not doing things to respect their customs. She's doing it for power, for magic. She's becoming this person that Jasmine doesn't even recognize as her own mother anymore. It's just like, how can you be like, you are not good for this island, so I'm gonna dispose of you, basically. So they make a pact, these two women, you know, who don't like each other, really. I personally love Ira. I think she's incredible. I love her storytelling. Well, smart storytelling. And I love Ira's narrative. I love how she grows as a person. People challenge her And they challenge her emotionally. And they challenge her physically, mentally, um, intellectually. They challenge her so that she can grow into a better person. She doesn't want to be Empress. It's the last thing she wants. She doesn't want it. She's just driven by this need for revenge. But throughout the course of the story, she's finding that, you know what, this is bigger than her. You know, she is finding out that her revenge, while it matters, it's not the biggest, most important thing in the world. You know, there are other things bigger than her, like a whole country, her whole order, because there are different orders of magic, of witches, basically. Um, I guess the illusion there could be tribes, different tribes. Some get along, some don't get along, you know? So she has, oh God, I just had the word in my head. She has to protect her tribe. She has to protect her order because they are being used and they are being abused, and she's coming to terms with the fact that, you know what, this is bigger than me. It takes literally the entire course of the novel, but it's a really good journey for her to see her grow and to see her become this resilient person, to see her become this caring person, to see herself open herself up. She's always thought in order to get her revenge, she's need to close herself off. No friends, no sister, nothing, never. She's not allowed. She can't get close to people. She can't risk it. So she's learning to open herself up. And I think that that's really touching for her narrative. I think it's really compelling to see that come forward with her characterization. Now, as for Jasmine, I have a love-hate relationship with her. I like her, kind of. She's well-written, let me say that. She is a well-written person, but her evolution is kind of the opposite. Whereas Ira kind of becomes a better person, Jasmine, you're slowly seeing her turn into her mother. This person she hates. You know, she's making dark deals with pirates. One line that struck me was, she says sorry to Ira because her mother forced her to do something horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. She's like, I'm sorry for your loss. And in her head, she's like, I'm really not, though. And I'm just like, wow, your mother just killed a bunch of innocent people and you're not sorry for that? Why? Just because they are not part of your tribe? You know, you understood her motives in the beginning. She hates her mother. She really does. Her mother is not a good person. The thing is, she blames the Adair's for her mother's insanity. And she says as much to Ira. She's like, I'm going to rid the world of your poison. It's like, you infect people. Your family drove my mom insane. She's like, no, that's not true. Your mom was power hungry. Your mom blamed the Adair's for something that happened to her as a child when really they had no hand in it at all. Your mother chose this path. Your mother was in control of every single one of her decisions, just like you are. And now you're blaming Ira for all these things that she's not to blame for, you know? So I'm just like, you are becoming your mother. And someone else says it as well to her. Someone dear to her says it to her, that she's becoming her mother. So I love this journey. It's just like with Ira, her journey to becoming this vindictive, power-hungry person is a very slow burn journey. And I didn't see it coming, honestly. I didn't think, oh yeah, she's totally gonna turn into her mother, right? Even in hindsight, I didn't see it coming. you have to read it. You know, you're going on the journey with her and you're seeing her slowly become. But even as you're reading it, you're like, nah, she's not going to make that, she's not going to take that step. She's not going to, you know, she's not really going to be her mother. She's just doing this right now to get rid of her mother so that she can be a fair and respectable doyenne. So you're kind of rooting for her not to be the villain, but yeah, she totally becomes the villain by the end, in my opinion. But I like that. I liked her journey to that point. I thought it was really compelling to see it unfold ever so slowly. So yeah, really good book. Thank you again, publishers, for giving me a copy for gifting me a copy of Witches Steeped in Gold. I have to give this book 4.5 out of 5 stars. I really do think that it was expertly told. I really do love it. I love the use of language in the story. I love how you can definitely hear, the author's culture come alive when you're reading the story, and I really do enjoy that a lot. I really did, actually. I was like, yeah, this is good. Definitely love it. Highly recommend. 4.5 out of 5 stars. Please support your local booksellers and local online book retailers by purchasing the book from them instead of from Amazon. There are many of them. You can do bookshop.org, Books A Million, Barnes & Noble, IndieBound Books, Book Depository, Better World Books. I will include a link to bookshop.org because a percentage of all proceeds of books bought there do go to supporting a local bookstore in your neighborhood. An indie bookstore, and support your local bookstores because they definitely deserve way more support than Amazon. Please support the bookstores. If money's tight, please check out the book from your local library. Libraries are there for you. They are there for the community so that you can just enjoy reading. I mean, honestly, for what's so freaking hot here in Florida, I'd walk down the street. It's hot. Like, it's unbearably hot. And I'm pregnant, so I just can't. I would walk down the street to my local library just so I could read, honestly. But I'm quite comfortable in my AC home. But you can also get digital library cards. There are 2 apps, the Libby app and the Overdrive app, so you can get ebooks and audiobooks from your local library if they're still closed. You can also do curbside pickup for a lot of them as well. But support your local bookstores and support your local libraries. On that note, I hope you all continue to support me by liking this video, subscribing to my channel, and sharing it with all your book-loving friends. You can also become a supporter on buymeacoffee.com or by purchasing one of my handmade candles. Links to all of that will be in the description below. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and as always, happy reading.